We're now going to discuss modularizing our programs. And if you don't know already, it's really good practice to try and keep your programs as simple to read and self-contained as possible. And what I mean is, try and split up any large complicated tasks into much smaller, simpler tasks by placing each task into its own separate individual module that you as a developer are able to concentrate on without any other distractions. Modularizing your code lets you focus on that one single task and not get confused by the big picture of a much larger development that you may be working on. By working on individual tasks, it makes it much easier to develop and debug your programs. You develop individual modules of code that once tested and complete, you don't have to worry about again, leaving you free to concentrate on any other issues that may crop up in other areas of your coding project that you have to solve. Creating individual source code modules helps you avoid repeatedly writing the same set of statements again and again. And this in turn makes your programs easier to read and understand, both by you and by others. And a big benefit is when it comes to support. By creating these small modules of code, anybody having to support your programs in the future, maybe even you'll find it much easier to read and understand what's going on. And when you first begin to design your program, it's important you concentrate on the design. Do not start coding straight away. You need to map out your solution. Maybe use some pseudocode or maybe flowcharts, whatever you prefer. Only when your design makes sense should you then start turning your solution into ABAP code. Making sure you design your program first really helps when it comes to modularizing your program, because you can see how you can split your program up into separate pieces, which will allow you then to focus on the development of one piece at a time. Now, if you recall, when we looked at designing selection screens, we used modularization techniques by making use of processing blocks, such as the start of selection block. Modularization isn't just limited to using processing blocks in our program. The SAP system itself allows us to use a number of techniques for breaking our program up into smaller, more manageable pieces of code. And throughout this section, we're going to take a look at just how we can modularize our programs using the various tools SAP provides.